All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Here we go. Back to the ACC. We're just watching the conclusion here of North Carolina over Pitt, which UNC is going to win rather handily. We have two games coming up against Pittsburgh relatively soon. Not this weekend. We go to Notre Dame this weekend, but then we have Pittsburgh, and then I believe it's the 9th. I believe it's a week from today, I think, is the game against Pittsburgh. And then within like 10 or 11 days, we play them again. It's kind of like a bizarre scheduling something or other that ends up happening. So in any case, we're going to go ahead and get this game started on ESPN News, I guess. As long as we find ESPN News. ESPN News. ESPN Noticias. Okay. ESPN, SEC Network, News. Okay, let's do that. Okay, yeah, this is... Alright, so... Chris, welcome in. I can't believe it took me until after Christmas to find my Duke Santa hat. But, hey, you've got it now. Anyway, Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2024. Let me just start by saying that 2024 is going to be an incredibly crazy year. Everybody buckle your seatbelts. There's just going to be a lot of craziness going on. So we're going to, as a community, focus in around the Duke basketball aspect of this. It's Syracuse. We're ready to roll here for the remainder of the ACC. From here to the end, it is ACC and NCAA. So this is when things get really interesting. Duke and Syracuse have met 21 times, with Duke leading the overall 15-6. And Duke has won 8 straight and 10 of the last 11. Of course, no Jimmy Boeheim any longer. Jim taking after his colleague and good friend, Coach Krzyzewski, and calling it after the end of last season and heading for the beach. However, Adrian Autry here for Syracuse has quite the team. This is Syracuse's best start since, I want to say, my stat says 2011? I think it was. The stat is somewhere here. I get lost in my... I was lost in my opening monologue, I suppose. Anyway, in a while here, Syracuse at 10-3, 1-1 in the ACC, with a win against Pitt and a loss against Virginia. Coming in here, and the starting lineup for Duke is actually the same as it was in the Queens game. There is no Tyrese Proctor in the starting lineup, but he will be coming off the bench. He is available, and Chris Bell picks up the first foul against Jared McCain. Not a shooting foul. Thank you, everybody, by the way, for staying up late with me tonight. I am on the East Coast, as I know many of you are, and so we are going to go the distance here late, kind of like the football game, that Washington-Texas football game went last night, although I only caught the highlights of the second half, as it went a little too late for me. I had to go to bed early, as we are back to work here, back to real work, I suppose, after the holiday break, but... I digress. It was a fantastic game, and so is the Michigan-Bama one. We're going to have a fantastic national title next Monday. We'll talk about that. Probably we'll do a little bit of a preview this weekend, and then we'll definitely talk about the result next Tuesday on the broadcast. And we've got Judah Mintz is going to the free throw line here after we have a foul on Duke. Judah Mintz, one of the best player, or the one to keep an eye on here for Syracuse. Actually misses a free throw, which is a rarity because Mintz is first in the ACC in free throw attempts and free throw makes. He's also fourth in the ACC with 19 points per game as he connects on the second one, and is ranked, that should be a Z there, 40th nationally in points per game. So that's the one to watch. Number 3 for Syracuse. Definitely kind of the guy. We'll have to see who else for Syracuse steps up, but they have a very deep bench, actually. And Mark Mitchell's going to go for 3 from the corner, and that's not going to hit. As Syracuse gets about 26 points per game from its bench. So we'll have to see what the contribution of that is here in this game, is it's great active hands for Duke, and Duke in transition. Filipowski run a little too far into the basket, but Foster for three, in and out. Actually, as Mitchell absolutely gets fouled. There, he's getting tackled, actually. That would be called a hold if this was football. And that was on Naheem McLeod. Yikes. There we go. Filipowski should take this right up. No, that's actually going to go to Jeremy Roach at the ACC logo, trying to beat that 2-3 zone defense. Shot just doesn't go down. That's all right. And we got a little fancy behind the back dribbling by Chris Bell, who ends it right to Roach. And Roach, now that's goaltending. That's goaltending, and Jeremy Roach will get two. So Duke in transition. Nicely done. Going to be able to beat the defense down the floor. Should have been and one, right? Wait, I don't know why that's an and one. I don't know what the announcer is saying. That is definitely goaltending. That is different from an and one. Okay. Anyway, I suppose we will forgive ESPN for their transgressions, and that's Minced. Okay, it should have been called out of bounds because it hit the top of the backboard, but okay. Filipowski's just going to go one-on-one and too strong with the right, saying he got fouled and petitioning for a foul, but none given. He's got to finish stronger than that, honestly. He should have just dunked it with two hands. JJ Starling over to Bell. And now Bell over to Justin Taylor. And now this one back over to McLeod. McLeod to Mintz. Mintz on Filipowski. It's a bit of a mismatch here. Mintz takes a step through and doesn't go. Syracuse with the offensive board and the quick three-pointer, but Filipowski's got the rebound, and Duke in transition pushing, and Roach gets fouled, and that will be your and one there as Chris Bell picks up his second and Roach has four. So clearly we can see see exactly what the Duke strategy is here, actually. Is Shire and the boys are really sort of leaning in on trying to beat Syracuse down the floor in transition. Use the speed, use the athleticism. Don't even let this... Forget about trying to shoot over the zone. Just don't even let the zone get set up and beat it that way. I kind of like it. I like the faster pace of this. And I've, since last year, we've always been sort of lamenting the fact that Duke should be doing more athletic things and taking advantage of transition. 7-1 here for the good guys early. Copeland off the bench, and the shot is actually going to be put up there by Taylor, and the rebound to the Blue Devils there. And now Duke pushing again here between Foster and McCain, but too much dribbling, and it results in a steal. That was not Mintz, although Mintz does have the, where is he on the steals? First in the ACC in steals, with 21 on the season and about 2 per game. Deflection out of bounds by Flip. Good energy, actually, by Duke. Good energy by our boys tonight here in the early going. Usually we've had, very slow starts, but, tonight, honestly, is not bad. The defense is there. Syracuse has just not been hitting shots, really. This is, except for that, Copeland gets the 3 there. 7-4 for the Cuse. Yeah, 6 of 7 points in the paint, sure. So, we're just trying to drive in and get to the rim and trying to get some points from the outside, but that's a bad 3-point shot by McCain. I feel like he doesn't really hit from the right wing. He only hits from the left. I don't know. I just like the eye test, they're going to give that back to Syracuse? Is that deflected out of bounds? It looked like it was last touched by Syracuse. Okay. Anyway, we hit the first time out here. TJ Power is going to take the warm-ups off. All right, and they've swapped it to the actual channel, and there we go. All right, there we go. So, a decent start here for our boys. Not bad. We were doing a little better until Copeland hit that 3. But that is what we have got. Basically, Copeland averaging 13 points and 6 rebounds per game, coming in off the bench. One of their main, one of their main folks off the bench. We talked about the Syracuse bench earlier, sort of at the top of the broadcast. They're second in the ACC in bench points at 25. And over the last 3 games, the Syracuse bench, all wins, by the way, for Syracuse. The Syracuse comes in on a 5-game winning streak, kind of matching our 4-game winning streak here with wins over Cornell, Georgetown, Oregon, Niagara, and Pitt. So importantly, an ACC win in there, although Pitt seems to be losing to just about everybody in the ACC. The Pitt bench over those last 3 games here, Pitt, Niagara, and Oregon, has scored 46 points. Which is that's a lot to think of at any bench scoring that much. Nicholas Jackson, welcome in. Good evening. And again, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. I know it's late. We got the second of the 2 games tonight, and so we're going to have to suffer through it. But that's okay. We will make it as long as we can go here tonight. All right. So that really, I think we've kind of discussed most about what's going on here, who to watch, how the game kind of breaks down between these 2 teams. I'm probably expecting something in the 70s, nothing crazy to get insanely out of hand or anything, but I don't I think we were favored by double figures. I'm not so sure. Maybe the game at the end of the night ends up being a 10-point game or something, but I actually think it's going to be pretty close. I can't tell if this is Jay Williams actually trying to do this broadcast. I think it is. He sounds sick, though. Anyway, Tyrese Proctor into the game now. Assuming the same role he did in that Queens game, coming in off the bench. From all that we know, he's perfectly healthy, so should be perfectly fine to play. Played 18 minutes, scored 9 points in that game, as McCain is going to shoot 3. He does not have it here tonight, as that one goes way short, and Copeland already down the floor. TJ Power with the rebound? No, actually, Filipowski steals that rebound, and McCain dribbles it into 2 Syracuse defenders. And that's kind of a silly turnover here, as it rolls right off the rim. What they're going to call offensive? Oh my God. Off goaltending? Really? So we give it to Mintz? They're going to call it. Oh, so Syracuse touched it. Never mind. Okay. Defensive goaltending. All right. Filipowski going to put up a leaner. I don't like that at all. That's just such an awkward shot. This is 2 sort of pseudo layups that Filipowski has just settled for a bit of a jump shot, as Malik Brown goes in for 2, and it's 6-7, still for the good guys. I should just you should just dunk it, man. As Roach comes in and going to finish with the right, that rolls off the rim. Three-pointer on the way for Syracuse. That's J.J. Starling, and that one hits, and Syracuse kind of flipped the game on us here. They've got 8 straight. We find ourselves down 9-7. This 2-3 zone here for Syracuse, kind of giving us somewhat of a fit, although actually they're in man on this possession. We got a mismatch before Filipowski. Get him the ball. And McCain almost gets hit, but he will finish. He's got 4 so far today. McCain coming off a career high against Queens here. 24 points on 9 of 14 from the field with 4 3-pointers. He's hit the 20-point mark in 3 of the last 4 games, averaging basically 20 points over those contests, but it's been kind of a cold early start for him shooting from the 3. And McCain trying to put that again, and Filipowski gets called for the foul on the attempted tip out. Just not tall enough, honestly. Blake's into the game now. Mintz and Williams. And now Mintz going to try to put up a 2. He's kind of going with these like crazy... Oh my goodness, Ryan Young. Well, it is Duke ball, fortunately, but I'd like to secure a real rebound there instead of like... Oh, God. Well, Filipowski on the bench for a little bit. Power is in. Ryan Young is in, Foster is in, and Roach is in. Oh, beautiful pass from Roach to Ryan Young, and he can't finish! Oh my God. Oh my God. Painful. Oh my gosh. And you get called for a foul on top of it. Holy moly, dude. I mean... That is painful. Syracuse decides to turn over. They've done that a few times now. Yeah, 3 times. There you go. Duke actually one of the best teams in the country at not turning the ball over, only averaging about 9 turnovers per game, which is significantly better than where we were last season. Now, as I say that, we turn the ball over as it gets deflected out of Jeremy Roach's hands as Syracuse. Syracuse's defense comes up strong on that one. I already said the turnover stat. I beat ESPN to the bottom line on this one. And Syracuse, right on cue, turns it over the other way. And we're trying to very fast get this up. Blake's back to Mitchell, and Mitchell is going to go in and finish with the left. That's nice. So Duke has had success when it's running in the open court. We have had 0 success trying to play any sort of half-court game. Everything has been in transition. McLeod has... sorry, that was Benny Williams has to give it up. Mintz calling for the screen here from Brown, and Mintz... Get it outside to Copeland. Copeland going right, and Copeland with a bit of a crazy shot as Mitchell brings it down. A strong rebound with the 2 hands. Mitchell looking for, or Young looking for it as Mitchell gets fouled. And that'll be the under 12 timeout. So that's 4 fouls on Syracuse as we've hit the second of our media timeouts. By the way, interesting stat I ran across today. Duke is 22-2 in games where Mark Mitchell scores over 10 points. This is very interesting to me for a few reasons. Well, one main reason, especially because that's kind of shown itself throughout this season. We have talked a lot about how the games in which Jeremy Roach and Kyle Filipowski are the main scorers, or the top two scorers, are the games that Duke does the worst. Where like essentially we lose those games, or the offense just looks really bad, very disconnected. And so it's sort of interesting to me that then you have this 22-2 stat when Mark scores more than 10. To me, that says like, okay, well, so that means that he is like, those are the games in which we have established that third scorer being Mark Williams, and you have a bit much more balance to the offense, and you don't have this like hero ball interplay between Filipowski and Roach, and you can actually kind of spread the ball around, get the assists going, and that's when Duke looks much, much better as a team. So that was a stat that stood out to me in preparation for today's game. I figured I'd share that one. And I think it just kind of goes to show sort of more broadly about how, like what really makes the team work, or when the team is at its best, like how that puts that together. So, okay, real quick check in on some of the stats as I get here. My live stats is still not working. Oh, that's painful. The game is not yet started. That's all. That is a lie. That is a lie. I love this headline from ESPN. NFL reminds players to clearly report as eligible. That was such a fiasco the other night, man. If anybody else was watching that Cowboys-Lions game, what a fiasco. Okay, Bell. Oh, Bell only has one. Okay. Cool. Okay, Filipowski's one. Roach has. That's the one I was missing. All right, it's 3. It's 3 and 3. There should be 4. Syracuse has a team foul or something. That's weird. It is Jason Williams. I was like, he is on the call there at Duke. Like it's totally Jason, but he sounds like he's sick. Mark Mitchell, the free throw line, makes the first. And the second. So he's got 4 along the way to that stat with the 10 plus points. 40% of the way there is Blake's with the nice hands here. Duke picking up a full court press, actually. We've seen this be successful throughout the season. It was especially successful in that Arkansas game. Remember, trying to get us back into the game after we fell behind. But definitely gets Syracuse into its offense late. As Copeland is looking for an option here. That's Malik Brown who gets bumped, but still finishes despite the contact. No call there, as Ryan Young was attempting to defend. Proctor calling for the ball here, as now he is pretty much the lead guard on the floor at the moment. Swings it over to Ryan Young. Over to Mitchell. Beautiful pass from Mitchell. From Young to Mitchell. We've seen Ryan Young have these flashes of brilliance, especially with interior passing. Of course, the end of the Baylor game being the highlight of that one for the season. But that was another beauty there. Very quick passing. Ball never touches the floor until it hits the bottom of the net. And Syracuse turns it over there. Not quite on the same page there between Malik Brown and Mintz. And Duke going to take it right back here. A little bit of an opportunity for us as Filipowski comes in. Duke up 4 right now. Here's the opportunity for us to like kind of build a little bit of something going on here. Let's see what we cook up. Mitchell with the screen and then the roll. Okay, Syracuse sort of playing some pseudo, I don't know, they're switching. Proctor gonna go off the bounce as he hits the deck. We've got to be careful with that ankle now as we extend to the 6-point lead. So the guards have been able to go off the dribble. Oh my gosh, Jalen Blakes gets leveled, but Mark Mitchell with the block on Brown, and Blake's going to the other side, going to step into the 3 as Proctor at 3 hits the back of the iron. Woo, that would have brought the house down there. That's a momentum builder. That's a real momentum shot as Mintz. Oh my goodness, that's the second foul on Filipowski. Oh my God. Wow. 2 fouls on Filipowski, man. It's like this. It's just deja vu all over. Every game, it's like Filipowski getting himself into foul trouble. Was it against the Queens? Did he pick up 4 fouls in this Queens game? This is the box score. He did. It was like Mintz at the free throw line. It's a 3-point free throw, by the way. He's gonna hit the first one. No, he doesn't have 21. He's got 2. I was okay. All right, now at this point, ESPN is stealing my stats. He's going to get all 3 here in a second. Yeah, all right. Mintz hits all 3. Syracuse down 3. Now between Proctor over to Young. Back to Proctor. There's the screen by Mitchell. There's the roll. Can't get it to him, though. Blake's over to Foster. Young calling for it. We got 10 seconds to make it happen. 8 seconds to make it happen. Over to Cephas. He's going to have to put up a tough shot here. Falling away, does hit the rim, but doesn't go. And Syracuse closes out that, and it's not our best possession, honestly. Now we got to play some more defense here. Oh, nice steal. Gets it right back to Mintz. The extra pass. Decently defended. What? Where's the... No. This is one of those fouls that the ref waited for the shot not to go in. And it's not Ryan Young's fault that the shot doesn't fall. The guy got put it off. No, this is one of the BS fouls where the ref waits to see what the result of the play is and then calls the foul. Clearly, it was so late. If the ball had, if the shot had gone in, there would be no, this is not an and one. So 2 fouls on Ryan Young, 2 fouls on Filipowski. Apparently all our big men are getting into some sort of trouble for some reason. Sean Stewart now into the game. We've been waiting to see more minutes from Sean Stewart, to be fair. And Syracuse has the last 5 points at the free throw line and has now closed it after Duke opened a 6-point lead to within 1. So here we are. We need to get, Roach is on the floor. There's Sean Stewart, and Sean Stewart going up, and that's not a foul! What? And Syracuse going to throw it right away. This is what I've been wanting Filipowski to do all night, is go up strong with a dunk. Sean Stewart actually goes up strong with a dunk and seemingly gets blocked. Okay. But you know what? I don't mind that at all. Like, do it again. Honestly, do it again. And this time posterize the dude going the other way. Cephas driving left, trying to look for an opportunity there, but it gets cut off by Syracuse's D. There's trying to set up something for Stewart again. Not quite there. Now Mitchell. They're trying it on the other side. 5 seconds for Foster. A little leaner there as Foster's got it. Yes. Those are his first 2 points. Very difficult possession. Nothing easy here. Copeland back to Mintz. Mintz, oh, so quick. Just dropping it in the bucket there. 6 points for him. Good shot. Foster really on a running point here for the Blue Devils. Trying to just put up a shot, and that's a one and done. I don't really like that. I'm trying to find his spot there. And now Sean Stewart there with the steal. Syracuse just throwing it away again. It's really been the reason that we've, been able to keep ourselves in this. And this is another short one by McCain. Guys, I gotta stop taking that shot, man. You gotta stop taking that. Oh my, it's just no good. As Mintz. Timeout, John Shire. I mean, we're taking man, these jump shots are just not beating this. It's just not right. It's not. No, Syracuse isn't even playing, so they're just playing us man to man. But it's just not working. Just unassisted shots. It's ugly, man. It's ugly. Give me this real stats here, okay? Yeah, Syracuse has turned the ball over 7 times. I mean, a lot of them unforced errors, to be honest. But points off turnovers, nothing, 0. Again, this is what was it? It was the Baylor game where both teams turned it over. There were a total of 20 turnovers in that game, and there were 0 points off turnover for the entirety of the game. I was in shock. I could not find, and I tried to use ChatGPT for this, and it did not work. ChatGPT just does not seem to work with sports statistics very well. I guess it just hasn't been trained to do sports stats, but I was find me the next game. Find me a game where both teams turned it over turned it over combined 20 times, but had 0 points on turnovers, and it just could not do it. But here, it's 7 turnovers for Syracuse. 0, we haven't scored a single point. I'm here too, just writing stuff down. All good, man. It's not even the fouling is that much of a. I mean, the fouling is unfortunate just because the fouls are loaded onto 2 players, but it's not that bad. Syracuse has got 4, Duke's got 5. I just don't like the shot selection. I mean, we have 4 assists on 8 makes. Okay, I guess. We're 8 for 23. Syracuse is 6 for 18, so we've had 5 more shots at the rim, and just presumably because of those turnovers, and it's just not happening for us. But 4 steals. I mean, I like that. 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Only 3 turnovers. I mean. Oh, you went and grabbed your lion out of the closet. Nice. Oh, this is the Jim Boeheim coat moment. Yeah, that was one of the best I've ever seen. It was 2014. I just left college university there. right, so now we find ourselves down 1. We got to make something happen. That's a beautiful look there. Tyrese Proctor with a behind-the-back no-look pass to Mark Mitchell, who's got 8, and he dunks it. Good play coming out of the timeout. Nicely done. Nicely executed. So Mark Mitchell with 8 points right now. Sean Stewart really jumping passing lanes here. Duke being very active. You're building a Lego car. Nice, dude. I love it. Mintz. Ooh, blocked by Blakes. And then Proctor actually comes up with the steal. Roach to Mitchell, and Mitchell's going to get fouled, and he's going to finish anyway. Oh, sorry, bud. You're in the line of fire here, buddy. Why don't you jump up under the bed? And the free throw is good, so he's got 11. 24-20, the last 5 points. Yes, 5 points belong to Mark Mitchell. Sean Stewart going to get a foul there. It was like the only Blue Devil they got back in transition. So we're going to get Justin Taylor to the free throw line. He's going to miss the first. Crazy dog moment. He's having one of his little temper tantrums there with the towels. Oh, I tried to get him to watch the games with me, and he's more interested in his toys than he is in Duke basketball, unfortunately. Mitchell from 3. Nope. And a weak side rebounding foul to Sean Stewart. That's his second. So, Filipowski with 2, Young with 2, Stewart with 2. And that's basically everybody. That's basically our entire front line. I kind of agree with Jay Willa here that these 3-pointers from Mark Mitchell have just not been falling this season. Like, teams are playing so far off of him, daring him to shoot it, but they're just not going down. So just take a few dribbles in, force your defender to come up. Maybe you get fouled. Maybe you drive right by him. I think Jay Will is right here. The 1-and-1, no good there. As Syracuse comes up empty. It's effectively a turnover there. You traded a foul for a turnover as Power into the game, and now he'll go, oh my God, way short arm, but Mark Mitchell comes up with it, drawing the contact, and he will finish with the end one again. Wow, Mark Mitchell is just... off of the very, very short TJ Power shot. It's kind of bizarre that is a foul, but like, I mean, Mitchell does a really great job creating that contact. That is pretty much offensive initiated contact. He sold it well. He's got 14, a fantastic half so far for Mark. Especially with Filipowski on the bench with the fouls, and Ryan Young on the bench with the fouls too, actually. What just happened? Proctor gets called for a foul? Okay. And the 2 free throws there for Malik Brown stymie the Duke run. We were off to a 6-0 run there for a second. All Mark Mitchell. And now the lead back down to 4. Sorry, 7. I think 7-0 run. Oh my God, they're going to call Roach for the offensive foul. He gave him the chicken wing. Second foul for Roach. So we had 2 fouls on Roach, 2 fouls on Stewart, 2 on Young, 2 on Flip. Wow, man. I mean, what else? Great block by TJ Power, by the way. Blocked on Mintz. TJ getting extended minutes due to all the foul trouble. Oof. Over the top, Malik Brown. He's got 8. Good assists there off the inbounds play from the baseline. 4-0. A quick 4-0 here for the Cuse the other way. Power to Proctor, Proctor to McCain. There's the screen by Mitchell. And now McCain going to try to finish with the left. Too strong. YMCA play there. Not enough finesse, honestly. So you got McLeod. So you got Brown and McCain. And Brown comes down with the offensive board. Extra pass from Mintz to Copeland. And Copeland can't connect as Mitchell comes down with the defensive board. Woo! Talk about dodging bullets. Power puts up a 3. Usually makes that one. Has been quite good from distance this season, but nada. Syracuse right back at it, and we've traded 3-point shots. Nobody in the area to rebound for Syracuse as the weak side board goes to TJ. And now Shire wants to slow things down a bit. Next whistle will take us to the under 4. Feels like we've had a very quick half, actually. Proctor with the spin move. Yes! Proctor's got the little touch there. That shot that's been eluding us all evening. I almost said all afternoon, but that would have been way off. Copeland driving baseline over to Brown. Wow. Got caught ball watching, man. Malik Brown's got 10. First Syracuse orange into double figures. Mitchell already made it there, though. He's got 14 for Duke. Foster going one-on-one against Taylor. Not quite. Syracuse board. Man, I kind of like that matchup, though, for Cephas. I feel like he's just very close. Just didn't quite finish it. It happens. Yep, shot no good for Starling. And now Mitchell gets fouled. Actually, that's going to be a foul on Copeland, yes. Shire's all worked up. He loves the effort that he's been seeing from Mark Mitchell. Has the score changed? Yeah, it should be 29-27. Why doesn't it update? That's weird. Oh, let me refresh that. What? Oh, I know why. I've got the wrong... Ah, okay, that's why. I was looking at stats on a different thing. My bad, y'all. My bad. Yeah, 29-27. 28-27 is the right one. All right, the live stats are finally up. Okay, so now we're gonna avoid that issue from now on. There we go. Awesome. Chris Bell, Taylor, yeah, Copeland. So that's the 7. Now that's the 7th team foul for Syracuse. It should be a 1-and-1 coming up for Duke here when we get out of the TV timeout. I'm pretty sure. And then for Duke, I said the foul situation is rather grim. It's 2 Roach, 1 Proctor, 2 Stewart, 2 Ryan, 2 Flip. Yeah, that's where we're at. Cool. All right. Yeah. All right. Man, I've been chugging water today. I don't know what it is. All right, here we go. I kind of like that when you have, at least when you have the late window, they really like push the pace of the game. They don't sort of like mess around with the excess commercials. Yeah, Mitchell at the free throw line. That's what I thought. I thought this was going to be a defensive sort of 1-and-1, and then Blake's actually comes up with the miss. That's a huge one off there, and TJ Power going to go in the corner. Usually that goes in for TJ. That would have been a huge shot. Oh my gosh, we really needed that 3. The 3 ball. I don't think we've made a single 3 this game actually, as it's continuously eluded us so far. Chris Bell there, nice sort of deflection by CFOS, but Malik Brown has been picking us to pieces without any rim protection, without any Filipowski, without any Ryan Young. Brown has just been doing anything he wants. 29 all, 90, about 100 seconds to play. And we got another foul on Mintz. That is his first. Yeah, let's... I've been drinking shots of cranberry gels. Also milk, but less Mountain Dew. Yes, there you go. Less Mountain Dew. Also, if you like milk, I like Fairlife because it's half the fat and half the sugar, but twice as much protein. Personally, I'm a fan of that one. It might be a little bit more expensive. I'm not sure, but anyway. Yeah, we haven't made a single 3. I was right about that. I was feeling that we hadn't made a single 3. And I was right. Mitchell gets the front end of this 1-and-1. Wow, we're also being rebounded by 8. That's sort of well, again, with none of the bigs. May not be surprising. So he's got 16. It is the Mark Mitchell night as he connects on both of those free throws. Ryan Young is back in the game. Filipowski not. This is Mintz going in, and Mintz will finish easy. Gets the 2 right back, and he's got 10. And also the second Syracuse orange into double figures. And we got a foul on Chris Bell as Blake's is going to go to the free throw line. Still a 1-and-1. That's only the 9th team foul there. Yeah, Blake's to the free throw line. I'm going to put this at a 50-50 prop right here. Oh, wow, I actually hit it. All right. Oh, we got them both. Nicely done. Jalen Blake's 33-31. $75 seconds to go here in the first half. 33-31 Duke. Oh, man. Ryan Young gets called for another one. That's his third. Man, guys, we need to figure out how to play without fouling. This is pathetic. It does take a little bit of getting used to that, not seeing the zone against Syracuse. Or not seeing the zone when you play against Syracuse, yeah. And we're tied again at 33. Twilight conspiracy movies? Oh, yeah. The Da Vinci Code. Those are always really fun. Mitchell with the finish. Also, that's also why I really like the Assassin's Creed series as a video game. As a conspiracy kind of like thing. I find it fascinating. I'm also a bit of a history buff, so it kind of hits all the checks all the boxes for me. But you know what the crazy thing about that is it's you think it's a conspiracy theory, and then it turns out to be true. How many conspiracy theories over the last 4 years? That's an offensive foul. Absolutely. How many conspiracy theories over the last 4 years that have actually turned out to be true? The majority of them. I mean, so-called conspiracy theories, which I guess if it's true, can it be a conspiracy theory? Probably not. Conspiracy theory implies there's some falsehood about it, but it's like... All right, so there we go. Okay, there is 3 seconds, game clock, shot clock differential here. And gonna drop a play. We're gonna make this one count. Let's see what we come out with. Again, only the conspiracy. I even love to make up my own code secret systems. I mean, like the biggest one of all, man, the aliens. The aliens are out there. The aliens are out there, man. I'm a big fan of the aliens. Everything just becomes so much simpler to explain. Like when you can just have the aliens. Like, how did the pyramids get there? Aliens. How did Machu Picchu get there? Aliens. You know, how come all the ancient religions and all the have developed such similar belief systems? Aliens. So much easier. All right, let's see what we come out with here out of the half. 2-second differential between the two clocks. We got Foster and Mitchell, Blakes, Proctor, and McCain, the 5 Blue Devils on the floor. So another 5 seconds here, and we'll get this to roll. And here we go. We're going to get a high screen by Mitchell. We're going to get the screen. There's the screen by Proctor. Proctor's going to step into a 3. No. That was going to be the first one of the afternoon. And here's Mintz with the sidestep. Doesn't quite get it. Okay, Duke's going to take the 2-point lead into the locker room. Would you believe me if I told you the fallen angels could be in Antarctica buried? I mean, yeah, why not? But apparently Antarctica, underneath the ice, would be fantastic oceanfront property, by the way. There's unlike the Arctic, there is actual, land underneath Antarctica, by the way, which I'm sure would have just been lovely back in the day. So, I mean, if you're really into the global warming thing, maybe you should buy some land in Antarctica. I'm just saying, looks great, looks great. What? But, Chris, what if the angels are the aliens? What if? What if? And they're actually buried. Then they could also be buried underneath the ice in Antarctica. Could be. All right. So, that's the first half. Basically, Duke saved by Mark Mitchell, who has been putting up insane numbers of points and not crazy numbers of fouls. As we have 18 points for Mark Mitchell on what has just been a pretty remarkable stat line here. Let's go through it. We are 6 of 8 from Mark, 0 of 2 from 3. Actually, no Blue Devil has hit a 3 at all. It's that bad. And he is also 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Technically 6 of 8 because his miss was the front end of a 1-and-1. He's also got 5 rebounds and 1 block, and that's there. That's a good question, but then again, the aliens we think of would have to be thrown out of the picture. The angels could be in there. Oh. The angels that could be in the Euphrates River. I don't know that version of it, but interesting. I'm just saying they could be like one and the same. Is all I'm saying. Anyway, where were we? Yes, okay. The other surprise to me today actually is Jared McCain coming off a career high. By the way, coming off a career high 24 points where he shot 50% from 3. He took 2 3-pointers early, missed them both badly, and he's only 2 of 7. It feels like he's had trouble really getting himself into the game. Cephas also 1 of 5, very inefficient tonight. Roach 2 of 4, Proctor 2 of 4. That's fine there. Filipowski has only taken 2 shots. I mean, he's played 7 minutes. By the way, TJ Power played 7 minutes. Okay, so like it's not. And Jalen Plagues played 8. So Filipowski kind of those 2 fouls really hampering him. Oh, this is because all the angels look the same. Some have 1 eye and multiple wings. Yeah, well, yeah. So, I mean, I think the theory there is the. I'm actually not as well versed in this version of it, but. And also, Isaiah talks about how angels look like humans but have 3 sets of wings. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so they are like the I mean, it would sort of make sense that like that they kind of look similar. After all, like if the aliens did create us, then the whole like built in the image of the creator like makes total sense, right? I mean, to that one, it's like makes complete sense because then it's like, yeah, duh, like, oh, they built these human things and they kind of look like the originals, but I suppose one day we will have the disclosure on our alien friends. I do look very much forward to that day. I did start off the stream by saying that 2024 was going to be a crazy year. And so there it is. What else? I was going to comment on Revelation 12 talks about the war. Something because of the archangels do look like us, more possible kind of. Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense too. Well, isn't the story goes that he was an angel before he fell? So I assume that, yeah, okay, that if I recall that correctly, I believe that is how the story goes. So they would all look similar anyway. Yeah. You know, the interesting one is we're talking about games and the conspiracy. I actually really like I really like Diablo's take on the whole thing. Back in the yeah, going back to like the whole like game realm. I really like sort of the anthropomorphic expression of that like conflict of good and evil. I just find it like really kind of fascinating. It's kind of just interesting to think about. Oh, like what would it actually look like? And then, well, there's a game that like they present it in like a way that is interesting. It feels, let's put it this way, it feels agnostic, but uh but interesting nonetheless, right? Because it's like most of it is sort of based, it has some sort of uh, they pull on very loose threads from the world, the sort of the religion behind it, which I think is smart. It's just kind of like a cool concept, um, like brought to life. Because otherwise, it's all I think is very very sort of ethereal, sort of like thinking. Um, Quick team stat check though. God, this is one of those games where it's like neither team shooting the three well at all. Bringing it back down to earth after we get like this very metaphysical conversation going on here on the side, which is which is fascinating in its own right. But bringing it back down to earth for a second. Syracuse is 2 of 8 from 3. At least they've hit one. We're 0 of 9. I mean, the way that this game is going, it's like one of those games where you're just like, okay, the first team to actually start hitting some threes. If Duke was able to actually start hitting some threes, we might be able to pull away in this thing. Now, I don't know if that's going to be McCain, if that's going to be Roach hitting those threes, or is it could be Proctor. I mean, nobody's looked particularly good from range, but like you hit even like 2 3-pointers. Let's just say you go 2 of 9. Okay. We're up 8 at this point, right? It's like, and 2 of 9 is not great. It's like 22%. Yeah. Actually, it's like 22, 23%. But even if you do that, then you're like, we're still up big. So like it just feels like 1 or 2 3-pointers gives us like some separation in this thing, and then we can like all feel much better about it. The thing I don't feel good about right now is this rebounding stat, 25-17. Syracuse plus 8 on the rebounding. Of course, we've had Stewart out. Sorry, we've had Filipowski, 2 fouls. Ryan Young comes in, immediately gets 2 more fouls. Sean Stewart comes in, immediately gets 2 more fouls. Ryan Young comes back in, gets a 3rd foul. I mean, we've just had like none of our bigs have been playing at all. And it's really showing up sort of in this defensive and offensive rebounding category. It's just, we're just getting killed. And sorry, Chris, I was sort of I was reading through this, and I think that sentiment is pretty much in line with what most folks would agree with. I wouldn't disagree with that. I think there is, let's see, what is the saying as far as like, yeah, as far as like, because I mean, it's you think like, I don't know what's right. What I suppose, so interestingly, so like human, we do have an innate concept. I think we do have an innate concept of what is right and wrong, and obviously that that feeling is obviously more or like is obviously more or less strong in certain people. And that's like, obviously, like, you could obviously say that, but we get it. But the difference is that we get it wrong. And it's like sort of interesting. I was talking I was talking to some friends over the break. We were obviously like all the AI stuff, and you sort of like think, and because we've been using a lot of the AI stuff. We've been using some of the AI stuff for the stream too, by the way. Like all the thumbnail images and everything come from AI. And I actually asked ChatGPT today if it could give me a like a sheet with all the highlights that I would need to know if I was broadcasting a Duke game. And interestingly enough, it could tell me it could tell me the things that I should point out. Like here, this is crazy. Like it told me that like the things that I should like hit on, like obviously like the top players for each of the teams, and like the trending stat lines, and some history of the teams, and so on and so forth. So it gave me all these, like, it gave me like this recipe. And I was just testing this to see if it would work. And then I was like, okay, like, so fill in the blank for each of the things that you told me that were important for like a broadcaster to like do their show. And it gave me stuff from like 2 years ago. It was talking about how Duke and Syracuse, and it was talking about Coach Krzyzewski and Jim Boeheim, and I was like, yo, AI, like, this is clearly wrong. Like, it was talking about Paolo Banchero and Trevor Keels, and I was like, this is like 2 years old. I was like, give me the one for today. The game is today, not 2 years ago. And it actually couldn't do it. The AI could not do it. It said that it could like that it's history. It doesn't have recent sports like history. It only goes up to like 2022 and before. And so like nothing from like 2023, or actually nothing from 2022 and 2023. It doesn't know anything about the sports world for those years. And I was in shock. And I was like, wow, like if we are just really, if we as humans are just really sophisticated AIs that get things wrong all the time, then the computers have a bit of a ways to go. And I think, and Chris, I think that's where the difference comes in, is what you're alluding to. Is that we as humans can get it wrong. And I think we do very often. But the difference is that we need to acknowledge when we are wrong and fix it. And that's, I think, where the difference is with you have the variation with people. Is that there's a lot of people who will not admit when they're wrong. Or don't want to, for whatever reason. So, interestingly enough, back to basketball there for a sec. Now back to basketball. The both teams actually have 7 assists, which is kind of wild because the offense, neither of the team's offensives have really flowed at all. We can have halftime truth convo. I mean, I don't care. We can talk about it. We can talk about whatever we want, man. And look, I grew up as a Roman Catholic. I have not been good about keeping the faith, to be fair. But like, I'm certainly no atheist here. So like, I definitely believe that there is power beyond me that is going to that has some plan that determines things that are way out of my control. So anyway, like the outcome of this game, and what was the saying that there's the hole in the roof of the Cowboy Stadium so that God can watch his Cowboys play football. I don't know if he gets involved in the outcome of the Duke game or not, although I would suspect, and I would put a lot of money on this, that there is a fair contingent of Duke Blue Devil fans that definitely say their prayers before the night before a game, praying for a Duke win. Now, does it work that way? Considering that we lose, probably not. But you can definitely try. And if that is your superstition ritual, go for it. I would not hold you back from it. Funny enough. But Syracuse, the other stat, of course, we pointed this one out at the top of the broadcast, was the bench scoring from Syracuse. They're averaging about 26 points per game from the bench. They've got 15. They've got 15 here this evening. Cool, Kendall. If you're from NC and your dad raised you right, you pull for UNC and only Chinese and bandwagons pull for Duke. And only watch basketball or pull for FSU and Alabama. Oh my God. I don't even know where to start with that one, man. That's an interesting one. You know what? Duke Nation accepts everyone. I don't. I know plenty of Duke fans who would say if their parents raised them right, they were raised with a "Go to Hell, Carolina" chant every morning. Welcome in. McCain is going to shoot 3 here. Okay, there it is. There it is. We talked about at halftime. We said this game feels like as soon as you start hitting threes, you get 1 or 2 of those threes, you can get some separation. I don't know. I didn't know who it was going to come from. But Jared McCain manages to hit one there, and actually J.J. Starling gets 2 right back, so it's only a 3-point advantage. They teach people in UNC how to spell the wrong way. Actually, they don't teach people at UNC anything, right? They have a bunch of fake courses that the students don't actually take, as Filipowski is going to go off the glass, and he's finally on the box score. But apparently they give degrees. Yeah. There was Minsk going to give this one up. Great ball denial there, by the way. And then okay, Starling hits again. So that's 7. That's 4 straight points for J.J. Starling. As both teams have come out hot. Hit their first 2 shots coming out of the halftime. Oh, Filipowski with a beautiful pass. That's the play of the game right there. As Mitchell with one hell of a spin move. Wow. Okay, we're going to the replay booth on that one because that's the 8:10 mark. Goodness gracious. That's insane. Don't foul here, Flip. Don't foul. Don't foul. Just, okay, so you may as well just score those points. Let Brown score the points. Don't get your 3rd foul. Did Filipowski just run into Caleb Foster and not realize he was there? What? What? Oh my goodness. Flip should just dunk this. Yep, there you go. That was one of the most awkward exchanges between 2 teammates I think I have seen this season. Yeah. I wouldn't date Miss North Carolina if she was a Duke fan. Let me tell you, man. I gotta say, if Miss Carolina was a UNC fan, I might consider it. We might have to. I mean, it's a good looking girl. We might have to consider and then consider converting. Let's put it that way. Like we can show her bring her to the light. Yeah, we might have to do that. It's like a project, right? It's like, on the outside it's a beautiful house. Okay, but on the inside it's a real piece of work. You gotta change the plumbing, the bathrooms need work, the kitchen needs a total overhaul. This girl clearly has been, brought up the wrong way, feeling that UNC should be it, and you gotta just start over. So you just but you got to work through that. But if she's good looking enough, then yeah, you can make that happen. Why not? He's got a foul on Mintz. No, we got a foul on Bell. That's his third. Three-point lead here for Duke is. I don't think either team has missed, except for that. Duke fans pull for Darth Vader. Yo, Darth Vader did nothing wrong, okay? As both teams missed there, too. It was actually the Emperor's fault. Let's not go blame Darth Vader, man. Roach! Oh my god, that guy's deflected right into the hands there of J.J. Starling. Bell, actually just intercepted by Cephas. Woo, he looked like Wilson from Michigan yesterday. And there it is. Roach with the finish. I think it was Wilson, right? That was the receiver from Michigan who came up with that crazy, that crazy play on the touchdown drive at the end. That was crazy. That was nuts. Duke by 5 as we have a timeout by Syracuse. It's actually the second. We got to fix our scoreboard. There we go. How many Duke football games you watched this year? Actually, boy, we to be fair, we basically watched up until the Florida State game, and then there was a couple of them that I missed. I did not watch the bowl game. There was like a good 5, and then Riley Leonard got injured, and then it just wasn't as exciting anymore. It was unfortunate, man. It happens. Team feet get for Christmas. Nothing like having a good pair of socks, man. All right. We look pretty good. Not bad here. Not bad. This one, let's get the stats just for the second half. And, oh, come on. Second half, please. Yes, okay, there we go. So, yeah, 5 of 7 from the field here. 1 of 1 from 3. Syracuse has gone 3 of 4. And they have hit 2 free throws. But I like the pace here in the second half for sure. No turnovers. Actually, 2 turnovers for Syracuse, and we've actually been able to points off turnovers. Duke with 16 points off turnovers. Syracuse only with 5. That should be for the entire. That should be for the entire game. We've actually started capitalizing on that one. UNC 2-0 after tonight in ACC. Yeah, I mean, you beat Pittsburgh. Who else has UNC beat, actually? Who else did you beat? Oh, Florida State. I mean, okay. You beat Florida State, which is a 6-6 record. And you beat Pittsburgh, which is 9-5, but 0-3 in conference. Pittsburgh is I didn't even realize they could play 3 ACC games at this point, but I guess Syracuse is 1-1, so they're playing their third one tonight. So congratulations. You've beaten I mean, it literally goes Pittsburgh, Boston College, Louisville, Florida State. Congrats, I guess. You beat who you should have beat. Okay. Yeah, they won their last game, sure, but it's I don't know, man. It certainly wasn't against an ACC team, so... Mintz gets to finish. He's got 16. I mean, he's going to get his, and that's a rare turnover by Duke, actually. 16 points for Judah Mintz here tonight, as we have another... Oh, we got another TV timeout here. Man, I'm trying to go to bed at a decent hour. Actually, the game tomorrow, Clemson-Miami, is going to be a good one, too. That'll be... You're talking about a lead-up in the to your game against Clemson. Is that game at Clemson or at Carolina? Because that matters, actually. If it's at Chapel Hill, you're fine and you'll win. If it's at Clemson, you're probably going to lose. And to be fair, I think we could probably lose at Clemson too. I mean, it's like one of those. It's at Clemson. All right, good luck. Because I mean, it's like a game at Clemson just like happens to be like one of those ones you circle and you're like, yeah, this is a 50-50 game. Like, let's be real. Like, just like a game at Miami. It's like, actually, I don't even think a game at Miami is a 50-50 game anymore because it's probably like a 60-40 that like you're not getting out of there with a win. So. I mean, that's just how playing on the road in the ACC is nowadays. It's just it's a lot more competitive. Like the gap has really closed. Like used to be pretty apprehensive about going and playing at places like FSU, for example. But like even that one isn't like as I don't know. FSU isn't as like a big a thing. Yeah, 3-0 would be obviously 3-0 would be a very good start. Obviously, like, Blacksburg is the other one. You just, like, for whatever reason, maybe this isn't a thing for UNC, but it certainly is a thing for Duke. Like, just Duke winning streaks, like, go to die in Blacksburg for, like, whatever reason. It's just, like, the only way, put it this way, the only way for Duke to get a win in Blacksburg is to walk in unranked. Literally, that's it. If you're a Duke team and you walk into Blacksburg ranked in the top 10 of either poll, you are walking out with an L. For whatever reason, it just like that's just how it works. All right, like we live in a simulation, and like that's just how it works, man. I see, like you say, like at Virginia is the toughest. I don't actually agree with that. I feel like games at Virginia are like. Yeah, they're tough, but they're usually pretty predictable. Like, they're close. They're grinded games. You kind of know how this thing is going to play out. And the likelihood that a game against Virginia gets, like, you're, like, sitting there and you're like, wow, this thing got out of hand. Not high, honestly. Like, it plays so slow that... Yeah, like a 5, a 6, or an 8-point lead feels like 15, but like, I don't know. Virginia doesn't scare me as much, honestly. First to 50 wins of Virginia. Actually, Virginia is the race to 70. If you can score 70 on Virginia, you will win the game. If you do not score 70, you will lose. That's the stat line. It's not actually like a first to 50. It's a try to get to 70 kind of game. But anyway, we're back. So Duke by 3 here after the timeout by Syracuse and also the then media timeout. The possession arrow is Duke. I had that wrong. And that's going to be a turnover by Syracuse as they continue to turn the ball over here. And we're just sort of living off Syracuse turnovers at the moment. Yeah, a little poke away there as Filipowski gets it back. That was deflected, so no backcourt violation on that one. It's going to be a high screen by Flip, and McCain's not going to do anything with it. Mintz steals it. Oh, that was telegraphed. You saw that coming, and that's... Malik Brown there with 16 points on Mintz. Mintz completely had that one just like Sight it up. But Roach knocks it down, and now he's in double figures. So we got the 3 from McCain. We got the 3 from Roach. That's 2 of them. It's exactly what we said we needed during halftime. Let's see if we can get a defensive stop. Chris with another conspiracy theory. Keep throwing them out there, man. As long... Do you think Roach has panned out like you thought? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, what, like, you know, what did we expect he was going to put up like 20 and I like, no. Like, if anybody thought we came in here, Roach putting up like 20 plus points a night and like, you know, being the second coming of Jay Williams who's announcing this game for ESPN, like, no, it's not going to happen, man. Oh no, Filipowski. No, what? Just go to Oh my God, just dunk the stupid basketball. Why? Why? Just dunk the basketball, man. That was awful. It's like too unselfish. Proctor gonna square up for 3 here. That one looks good. Bang! Yes! Reese! The 3 is starting to fall from Duke. We bought ourselves a possession there on the defensive end. No, like, we knew coming into this, like, yeah, Filipowski was going to be our guy going for 20. What you needed from Roach, like, what you really need from Roach is what you're going to see in March, honestly. Like, Roach is the guy, he's going to steady the ship, obviously. Like, he's the captain, he's the senior guard. The expectation is that this team, returning the players that it returned, makes a run beyond the Sweet 16. Like, this needs to be an Elite 8 pushing the Final Four team, and that's why Roach came back. And, like, that's what you expect out of having Jeremy Roach there, who's already been to the Final Four, by the way, if we go back a few seasons to the Ballo Banchero year, the Banchero, Keels, Mark Williams year, right? So, like, that was an alley-oop. That was, what? Okay. Nice rebound there by Filipowski. So that's the expectation we had for Roach. What really happens in amongst the regular season, I mean, yeah, we always know he's going to be there. He's going to hit threes. I actually think his three-point shooting has been better than expected, honestly. He's making about 50% from beyond the arc this season. Honestly, I think that's better than expected. But, like, you know, what his points are on a game-to-game basis, like, I don't really care. Like, it's only really going to matter when we get back, when we get to March. The reason there is a hole in our hurricane is because of the Tar Heel fan. Oh my goodness. Is that what happens, Chris, when like Miami and UNC like meet up or something? Is that what you're like trying to get at? As Proctor gets it's a foul on Mintz. It's actually a second. Proctor gets 1 at the free throw line. That's 8. So McCain needs to come on later also. Yeah, I mean, look, you need you had a question there about Powers. I did want TJ Power this year. I mean, I think honestly, I don't think TJ Power gets enough minutes. Obviously, he hasn't been very effective in this game. He's missed the 2 threes that he has taken. I thought they were pretty decent looks, but he came on very strong earlier on in the season. I think he can definitely be sort of this, like, you know, 3-point sort of marksman sort of role player. That, by the way, we were expecting Jaden Schutt to kind of play that role last year, although he's now redshirted. And it's now Duke, by the way, playing some sort of like amorphous zone, trying to teach Syracuse how to play a 2-3 zone, and daring Syracuse to try to shoot over it, and is not. And that's another foul for Mintz, by the way, and that's his 3rd. And yeah, McCain, I mean, you need to see the freshmen really kind of step up. And they've stepped up, by the way, at moments, right? Like, McCain has been very good. We talked about at the top of the show that McCain has been averaging about 20 points over the last 3 games. He's just coming off a career high. He's been really fantastic. Kayla Foster had the big game against Michigan State, but has kind of like, you know, hasn't been like that consistent. But certainly has shown the talent. I mean, this team has shown the talent at times. They have yet to put together a real like 40-point game. And whoa, Jalen Blake's actually can't quite get it. That should be out in Syracuse, by the way, as Duke will retain possession. And even in the games, like even against the Baylor game, we said up front, like that wasn't a full 40-minute game, and we still managed to win. And even our losses that we've been losing by 5, like they've just been so silly. I mean, So silly. Like, I mean, Duke is literally, 15 points away from being an undefeated team at this point? It's like kind of crazy. Inbounding here. His Power is actually now back in the game, and he sort of trips over himself, or in that case, actually, the ref said he got tripped by Copeland as the fouls are starting to pile up on Syracuse right now. Hey, buddy. We got the pup over here on the bed. He is fast asleep. He had quite an afternoon at the dog park today. Proctor to inbound here over to Filipowski. Yeah, get it out here, Roach. Yes, very good. And then right back to Flip, and Flip, beautiful look inside to Power, and that's gonna be right out of his hands. We kind of stalled here. That we had 3 cracks on that possession, did not capitalize. That was not good. That was no bueno. Especially with us now, Duke by 7, and it looks like we will not take the under 12 timeout. That's very strange. But, okay, play on. Hey, I'm here for it. We can keep playing. I don't need to see the commercials. I need to see the basketball. Copeland, gets it swatted away from Filipowski as it goes to Proctor. Now over to McCain. Kane going to set up from 3, and he hits that one too. The 3 falling here for the Blue Devils here in the second half. And we've got the 10-point advantage. What do we say if we hit just 2 3-pointers? We'd be basically up by 8. Well, now we've made 4, and now we're up by 10. Mintz trying to get the 3 back. Great defense by Proctor. Ooh, Mintz scores it anyway. Wow, that is good D, but just better offense. Props to Mintz for that shot. Damn, we were on a roll, too. Cameron was ready to rock. $18 points for Mintz. Proctor coming off the curl. They're defending each other. This is quite a matchup there. Mintz and Proctor. I like it. 1-on-1. They clear it out for Flip. Going with the turnaround jump shot with a tough one. He's got 6 and the lead back to 10. Need a defensive stop. Defensive stop and a quick score, actually. Something in transition would really, really get Cameron going here. So Simon, there is the steal by Blake's. McCain looking for options. He's just going to pull up for the 3, and he drains it! Let's go! That is 3 3-point shots for Jared McCain here in the second. And a timeout by Syracuse, and Cameron, that's it. You got it going, man. You got Cameron going. Bingo! Yes! Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Love it. I absolutely love it. Let's go back in the stats here for a second, because Duke is now, 5 of 14 in total from 3, but in the second half, we haven't missed. We are 5 for 5 from beyond the arc here in the second half, and are just pulling away from Syracuse. Up 13 at the moment. Go back to the individual stats here for a second on the Duke side of the ledger. McCain is now 5 of 11. He's 3 of 5 from 3. We've also said, so interestingly enough, McCain also another one hitting about 50% of his shots. He has just come to life here in the second. Other 3-pointers by Roach and Proctor contributing to this, and Duke looking good. Like, the basket looks large right now for the Blue Devils. At this rate, Duke is going to cover this point spread and more. New Killer, welcome in. New name in chat, by the way. I don't think I've seen you here in the past. Welcome in. Thanks for hanging out. I mean, I think what was this? Wasn't the spread like It really was just around 13 or 14, I think. And with a Let's Go Duke, love to see it. Thank you for joining us here. And thanks for hopping in. I actually do not play the spreads, but there are people in chat, some of our regulars that come by do. I think the game being at a late hour has folks might be sleeping. The line was 14.5 apparently according to ESPN Bet. It was close there in the first half. There you go, Chris. Chris, are your Packers, by the way, they're still playing for like a potential playoff, aren't they, in this weekend? Like, I think that game matters, does it not? You're not out of it. I knew you were regular. Okay, very nice. Well, awesome. Love it. No worries, mate. No worries. Yeah, this second half, if you're a Duke fan, this second half gets you really excited because you're basically seeing like this Duke offense working on all cylinders. You have to beat Chicago. Honestly, that's like not an easy thing to do. I feel like Justin Fields has been playing really well. The guy who I'm playing in my fantasy championship has DJ Moore. He hung 30 on me last week. That was not fun, so I really hope that doesn't happen again. Yeah. But in any case, here we go. We're back into the 2-3 zone here for Duke, and that one will fall, actually, for Syracuse. This 2-3 zone there, the 2 points by Benny Williams, the 2-3 zone has really stymied Syracuse here in the second half, which the irony is just pretty incredible there. The Filipowski pass, and McCain has hit it again! What? Wow! Keep shooting, kid. It's like beyond a heat. 3 is fire. 4 is just continuing the streak. Copeland strikes back, though. Hits a 3 there. As we go, keep the lead at 11. 2 is heating up. 3 is fire. 4 is you shoot till you miss at this point. Foster to Blakes. Filipowski wanted it. No, he gives it back to McCain. McCain at the ACC logo gives it to Roach. Roach taking a step from the... Oh! And he gets that one too! Oh my goodness. We are putting a hat on Syracuse at the moment. Duke has still not missed a 3, by the way. We are... Okay, 7 of 7. I was going to say 6 of 6, but it's better than that. Wow. And the thing is, we're hitting... These shots aren't fully open, but... Oh, come on, Roach. Put a hand up. Put a hand up, Roach. Copeland missed him anyway, but... Oh, that's a steal. And the putback there by Malik Brown. He's got 20, actually, for Syracuse. That's a momentum killer. That's a momentum killer, man. We're up 14, and we just, like, turn it over. They go in for 2 easily in transition, man. That's no fun. Oh, McCain going around. Little behind the back action. He doesn't come up that one. He should just keep taking 3s because the 2s aren't falling for him. And Mintz there now being guarded by Roach as Proctor has gone to the bench. And we're under 8 here. 12-point game with 7:50 to go. Mintz trying to go with the alley-oop to Copeland. Not quite. Yes, up here, up front. Beautiful look by Foster and Roach. Oh, man. With this stretch. Couldn't quite dunk it. That looks like something that I would do, honestly. It's like you're dribbling it there and you're like, I didn't jump far. I didn't jump high enough. Copeland over to Brown. Ooh, that's going to be a and 1, actually, as Copeland is going to score that. That's 8 for him. Another foul for Filipowski. That's his 3rd. It's okay. We can put up with that. Hey, bud, come here. We're trying to get our pup to get more excited about the game. Get up there, buddy. Come on. There you go. I need to be attached here. There you go. There you go. Gonna go for your close up, huh? No, you're just tired. You're just exhausted. Gonna go out soon? Yes. Puppy cam. I know. Puppy cam time. It's the TV timeout. It's the puppy cam TV timeout. Where are we? There. We're right there. There we go. He is out. Nope. Zombie dog at the moment. Zombie dog. Oh, there he is. He's got his corn at the moment that he really likes. Come here, bud. Alright. He does not want to move. Pup does not want to move. Come here, bud. I can't actually lift you. You're like 45 pounds. Alright, stay there. Alright. 70 to 58. Blue Devils are just on an absolute tear. 7 of 7 from beyond the arc. In the second half, led by Jared McCain, who has hit 4 of them. Roach has 2. Proctor's got the 7th one. It's actually a pretty incredible turnaround. I mean, the game was close at halftime. We looked at the stats and said, Duke is 0 of 9. Syracuse is 2 of 8. And it really looks like, and it's a 2-point game, and it looks like if you, like, the team that get the 3 really working for them first is going to be able to, like, take this. Oddly enough, Mark Mitchell, who scored 18 points in the first half, let's not forget, has been, like, we have this, like, recency bias, right? Where, like, Jared McCain is, like, doing everything right now with those 4 3-point shots, right? He's got 16 points so far, but it was Mark Mitchell with 18 in the first half. He only actually has 2 points in the second, and now we have a 12-point lead. He hasn't needed to, like, we haven't needed Mark Mitchell to, like, you know, do his thing, because McCain is on the other side, killing Syracuse with 3-pointers, when Mark Mitchell was doing it with 2s in the first. I love the balance right now, offensively, by this Duke team. This is why, when we started the season, we said, wow, you know, with all the players returning and the additions, we said, wow, this team could be lethal. And this is why. As Malik Brown's got 21 here. So Brown with 21, Mintz with 18, and then we have Copeland with 8 and Starling with 7 for Syracuse. And so they've got 59 so far, but it's not quite enough. Duke leading by 11, 7 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Still plenty of time. We got to close this one out strong. Here we go. Filipowski, they're going to clear it out for him on the right side. 1-on-1 against Brown. Filipowski trying to fight through the contact, and he does. That is such a strong move by Filipowski. See, it's plays like that it gets you, like, this is why I get pissed when Flip doesn't, like, doesn't take it to the rim and plays for the foul. And then it's invariably not called. And that's in their steal. Roach, watch out. Defend this with the rim. No, he's just going to lay it in with the right hand. 17 points for Jeremy Roach. He's come on strong. And Syracuse continues to shoot itself in the foot here. We're going to slow things down for a second. Oh, Filipowski with the active hands almost had another steal. Copeland for 3. No. Roach with the rebound with the extension. As we tick under 6 minutes and 10 seconds and Duke by 15. I think we're kind of content to just dribble out and kind of initiate offense when it gets around 12 on the shot clock. We're going to clear it out for Filipowski again, and they're going to let him take the matchup with Brown. Yeah, and that's going to be a foul on the way up as Benny Williams picks up his first, and Filipowski will shoot free throws. I like how he takes the spin to the opposite side here. Oh, this is the replay of the play before, actually. Filipowski makes the first. And the second, and he's got 10. And so that's 4 Blue Devils in double figures. Again, in the Queens game, we had 5 Blue Devils in double figures? We can flip back that. 1, 2, yeah, we had 4 Blue Devils in double figures, and another 2 of them were pretty close. Here we've got 4. We've got 76. And that shot by Mintz no good, and that should be out on Syracuse, and it is out on Copeland's leg. As we go to Proctor and now to Filipowski here, and they're going to clear it out again. This is the 3rd time we've run this play for Flip. Now Syracuse tried for the double team, and he passes out of it. And we've got another foul on Benny Williams. Very interesting results. We have run the same play for Filipowski 3 times. This isolation here on the right-hand side. The first time, he took it right into the body of Brown. He scored over him. The second time, he spun to his left, tried to go baseline, got fouled, 2 free throws. The third time, Syracuse brings the double team here with Benny Williams, which they actually sort of did on the second one as well. And this time he's actually able to pass out. He finds Mark Williams, and now Mark Williams is shooting free throws. He makes the first of the 2, and he's got 21 so far. So run the same play 3 times. I mean, if it's working, we've scored 6.5 points off of it, and Syracuse was out of bounds when they touched that ball. Wow. Okay. Maybe not. All right. Syracuse inbounding here. As the game is starting to get away from them, and Duke has an 18-point lead. Here's Brown. Ooh, Malik Brown, 24. Just as I was saying that the game was getting away from them. 15 points here. Oh, Malik Brown has 26. I had him down at 24. I guess I stole some points from somebody. Nice feed there from Proctor over to Flip, and Flip just nudges that one in there. That's 2 more for the big man. He's got 12. Duke staying, look, the game changed when Duke went to the 2-3 zone. Irony is, yeah. The irony should not be lost on you that Duke just beat Syracuse with a 2-3 zone decisively. Which is just so funny in any case. Roach with 8 seconds as we tick under 4. Roach, actually got it blocked. The shot clock will not reset. 4.4 seconds, and that's the under 4 TV timeout. This is the last TV timeout we will take. And then we will close out the game, which is good news because I have to take the dog out and then go straight to bed. All right, so it is 26 points there. Copeland's got 6. There it is. All right. Brown's got 1. Starling 1. Oh, Mintz has 2. Bell has 3. That's right. Taylor's 1. McLeod has 3. Williams has 3. Copeland has 3. So that's the 7. We have that right. Kane's 1. All right. The foul situation is kind of, for Duke, has really alleviated itself. Yeah. Duke, it's just so funny. Like, Duke overall for the game is shooting now 7 of 16. We didn't have a single 3-pointer at the halftime, chat. Not a single 3-pointer. Now we're almost shooting 50% from beyond the arc. We've had our free throws have actually been a strength for both teams. Syracuse 14 out of 17. Duke 14 out of 16. Really strong for both teams. You like to see that. And then Duke closing the rebounding deficit. We were, Syracuse was +8 in the rebounding margin at halftime, beating us 25-17. We've completely flipped that around. It's 9-5 here in the second half, as teams have just been shooting better. It's just been less missing. It's less opportunity to rebound. I mean, Syracuse is shooting 60% from the floor. They're 12 of 20. Duke is just shooting 76% from the floor. We're 16 of 21 here in the second. The game has really opened up in the scoring. We scored 44 points here in the second. We only scored 35 in the first. Things have just really opened up for us. It's nice to see that the offense is finally gotten going here. So, Jai, let me know what you think about this little. This second half has just been phenomenal for Duke. I mean, the shots have been falling, but defensively we've played okay too. Wow, what a shot by Caitlin Clark to win it at the buzzer. Holy moly. That happened in the Iowa women's game. That's a cool highlight there. All right, so 3:56 to go. Duke by 17. I'm feeling very good about this right now. Very calm. You think we will beat UNC? I think we beat them twice. It's a sweep, my friend. Perhaps a third time if we see them again. And we get the shot clock violation on that one. Didn't quite get that play out of the timeout executed correctly. We should just not take any more shots just to have that shooting percentage stay that high. 76% is insane, man. And Mintz doesn't come up with that one. Filipowski does on the rebounding end of that. And let me see. It's 7 rebounds for Filipowski, so no double-double action here. Roach, nice pass there to Flip. Flip get it outside to Mitchell. High percentage play. Oh, he missed it! Wow, that was an assist for Filipowski that just doesn't go. Wow, Mark Mitchell. Unfortunate, man. Filipowski here. Roach has 5 seconds to go. We're going with the alley-oop. Not quite. I guess that doesn't really go down as a shot. That's kind of more like a pass and a turnover, I guess. I don't even know how you score that. Did hit the rim, so. Up and under there for Starling. And Syracuse will take its final timeout, as we have a 13-point advantage here with 2:13 to go. Yeah, we will definitely beat UNC this year. I mean, maybe we split the home and away, but like, nah, we'll be fine. They're not the team I'm worried about. I'm worried about teams like Miami. I'm worried about teams like Clemson. Not worried about UNC. Everybody knows what to expect about UNC, right? It's like nothing has changed except for the fact that Caleb Love left, but we already like played him earlier this season and lost. But like, you know, Baycott's still there for the 10th year. So all right, that's the final timeout for Syracuse, which looks headed to an L here in Cameron, as expected. That'll set Duke at 1-1. Oh, I got the flashlight guide. Nice. The joke here is that Jay Will does not know that that guy is a season ticket holder and has been for the last decade plus and attends every single game. Syracuse coming in with a full court press here against Tyrese Proctor. And now Proctor actually going to call for a timeout. And that actually will be granted. Thankfully. All right. All right. Let's close this thing out. Let's no stupid fouls here, no silly turnovers. Just make it happen. Get the ball in the hands of the playmakers. Is Syracuse actually going to play a foul game here? I hope not. I mean, they might think that they can get back into this. I mean, they got Mintz. And Copeland can shoot it. Yeah, get this in the hands of Roach. Nicely done. Trying to pass this up to Mitchell. Oh my goodness. I thought we got ourselves stuck on the end line. Wow, we just beat the 10-second clock. Or actually, because you call the timeout, the 10 seconds resets. Never mind. Playing K-ball now. Mitchell with 4 seconds is going to have to force something up. McCain's going to go baseline. And actually, he's going to get fouled. Wow. Kyle Cuff with the foul, his first. That's brutal for Syracuse because they basically had, that's a gift. They basically had us covered for the full 30 seconds there and couldn't finish the defensive possession. McCain gets the first and the second. He's got 18 for the night as Duke goes up over 80. 81-66. $90 seconds to go. Rebound to McCain here. Syracuse is pressing up. Don't send the ball backwards, man. Let's go. I don't think they're going to foul. I don't think Syracuse is going to foul here down 15. So they're just going to play this out and accept their fate. Proctor with a little leaner. Nice. Proctor's got 11. That's the 5th Blue Devil in double figures here tonight. I'm telling you, man, the games in which Roach or Filipowski are not the leading scorer, good things happen. Those are the games where, those are the games where Duke is at its best. Mark Mitchell with 21 here tonight. Jeremy Roach had 17, but Jared McCain had 18. Your top scorers are Mark Mitchell and Jared McCain. And you have just balance in the offense everywhere. Oh, as Proctor drills a 3 there. 8 of 8. This has to be some sort of record. This has to be some sort of record, man. Wow. And that's going to be it. 86-66. Duke by 20 here tonight is going to be the end of this one. I mean, just so impressive overall here. The second half, this is the best half of basketball I think we've played all season. Baylor was a good second half, but offensively we really put this one together, and the shots fell. The shots fell. But yeah, again, my point is that the games where it's not the Filipowski and Roach show and it's somebody else starting, because here's the thing. You know that Roach and Filipowski are going to get theirs. They're going to give you 10, 12, 15 points every night. The question mark is who is that third scorer? And when you establish that third or that fourth scorer early, then Roach and Filipowski just kind of do their thing. They give you your points. All of a sudden, you're way ahead. You're way ahead. Roach with 17, Proctor with 14. I mean, this was pretty impressive top to bottom here. This game, just sensational here for Duke. This is exactly why we thought this offense was going to be explosive this season. We saw it here this afternoon. Jared McCain finishes 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. Roach is 2 of 2. Proctor is 2 of 4. A 7 of 9 from the free throw line for Mitchell, who put up 21 points on 7 of 10 shooting. And then we have the rebounding here with Filipowski. He got 12 points with the 7 rebounds. Still very impressive here for Duke. We've put up, where is it? Yes, 19 assists on 31 makes, only 11 turnovers. 11 turnovers actually slightly above our average, but we forced Syracuse into 17 of their own and scored 26 points off those turnovers. We were not scoring off the turnovers early. We were starting to we did capitalize on them late. That made a huge difference in the game. And of course, the 3-ball was huge here for Duke. Felt like a vintage Duke we were seeing with that 3-point shot. Somehow we remembered how to shoot the 3, including when the 3 was open. You gotta love it. 8 of 17. We finished tonight from 3 at 47.1%. And Duke shooting 52.5% from the floor and shooting a nice 75% even in the second half. There's probably some records here that we're going to have to review in the next game. Next game, by the way, at Notre Dame, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Be here. We will be here. Looking forward to a nice test at Notre Dame. Second ACC road game. We're going to need a W in that one. And yeah, anyway, it's getting late here on the East Coast. I need to get up early tomorrow to hit the gym and then go to work, because we're back to the real world after the holidays. So look, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in tonight. We will see you on Saturday for the game against Notre Dame. And as always, until then, stay safe and go Duke. Good night.